เพื่อนๆคะวันนี้เราจะมาทำฮูมูสค่ะคุณสตีฟพ่อครัวของเราก็จะมาทำให้ดูอีกนะคะโอเคค่ะเริ่มเลยค่ะ take it over ค่ะ
Okay, today we're making some hummus. So welcome to Steve's and Siri's Kitchen and episode about hummus. So hummus is something we make at home quite often because we've traveled very often, frequently to the Middle East and just fell in love with it as an anytime food, as an hors d'oeuvre or a breakfast food or something. It's so healthy for you, has a very low glycemic index and so delicious on many things, vegetables and things like that. So it's quite simple to do, and there's no reason why you can't do it at home. And there's a variety of ways to do it. The main ingredient, of course, is chickpeas here. So we have a basket full of chickpeas. In this case, we're using cans of various types of chickpeas. It really doesn't matter. Some are better than others, but you find what you have locally. So in a can, you just need to rinse them, and then they're ready to use. The other way is to get dried chickpeas. If so, you'll have to rehydrate them for quite some time before they become soft and big like this and ready to put into hummus.
ตรงนี้มาจากแคนนะคะมาจากแคนเราก็เติมกันหลายอันอันนี้อันหนึ่งของอิตาเลียนก็อันนี้เมื่อกี้เขาก็ให้เห็นอีกอันหนึ่งแล้วก็รวมๆลงไปในนี้นะคะก็นิ่มๆค่ะโอเค
So the main thing there's several main ingredients: chickpeas, olive oil, lemon, and of course sesame seeds. So these are already toasted, these sesame seeds.
อันนี้พี่โทสเอาไว้แล้ว
And this is actually used to make the first step, which is making tahini. Tahini is a sesame seed paste which is put into hummus and other Middle Eastern dishes. So often people make this separately. In this case, we're just making enough to do what we want to do. So we have already put into the food processor. This is already tahini. I just put a dump of this, a bunch of sesame. Toasted sesame seeds. Don't make sure they're not toasted so too much, because they become bitter, like an almond or a garlic. If they're toasted too much, they become bitter. You can also use black sesame seeds. There's black sesame seeds, and they work equally well. We've done.
Toast it and then we blend it in here.
You blend it in there.
Just sesame seed. No.
So if you're making tahini, you put a little bit of olive oil in it. You might put a little bit of cumin in it. You might put a little bit of garlic in it. It depends on how you like it. This is just olive oil and tahini because we're going to add the rest of the stuff later for it. So that's there on that. And then it's about what you put into it, what you want to put into it, besides the lemon. So a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. One of the things that we always like to add is some sort of garlic and shallot. And so we're just going to toast these a little bit.
หอมแดงกับกระเทียมค่ะแล้วก็ผัดไปให้หอม
I've got quite a bit of oil in here because I actually wanted to flavor the oil as well. And so we're just going to caramelize this a little bit. And it's kind of a hot heat, so I'm just pulling it off because you don't want to also overdo this. Garlic becomes very bitter when it's... But if you put raw garlic in, which some people do, it tends to kind of, I think, overpower the dish, sometimes. Yeah, I think we're ready for this. So we'll just put that to the side here. We'll just let that cool a little bit, because you actually don't want to add piping hot ingredients to the hummus. One of the things about making hummus smooth in texture is actually it needs to be cool. And so that's why we have a little bit of ice here today too. Okay, so the next step is we add the chickpeas on here. I'm just going to add them all at once, or at least most of them, and then we'll add some as we go. And you can also put in cold water, but alternative to putting cold water in, just add ice cubes. And because the food processor chopped them up, it'll turn into water, and it'll keep it cold. Now we do need to add a little bit of, I think still have some cold water on the pan. So I'm going to get some cold water.
ก่อนเดี๋ยวจัดการไปเขาเอาน้ำเย็นใส่ลงไปแล้วในนั้น
The other thing that so there's two types of liquids you really add to this.
olive oil
Olive oil is the other one, and you can add as much as you want. It takes a fair amount, actually. I think the more olive oil you add, the better it is.
แล้วก็เติมพริกคือลงไปเลยนะคะเยอะมากส่วนใหญ่อันนี้จะมีอยู่ในตู้เย็นเสมอนะคะเพราะว่านี่คือเราก็เอาผักมาจิ้มมั่งอะไรพวกนี้แครอทแตงกวาถั่วมาจิ้มได้หรือไม่ก็ที่ทำเอาไว้ก็คือเหมือนกับโรตีนะคะแต่ว่ามันกรอบ
Okay, now how much you blend it is according to your own taste. So here we got a medium blend. It's still what you might call country style. It's a little bit chunky. So we're not gonna, you can make it creamy smooth as well. So at this stage, we're gonna add some of our spices. We're gonna add some salt. It needs salt. We're gonna add some pepper. It's also, it could use some pepper in here. Black pepper, this is freshly ground black pepper. Very important also as well is to add really your key aromatic spice is cumin, ground cumin. So you can use ground cumin from a jar, or what we've done here is we've used our wonderful Thai Indonesian
เราก็บดเองดีกว่านะคะคุมมันภาษาไทยคืออะไรใส่ลงไป
When you do this, it just smells so much better. Okay, we'll just add some. That's probably about enough. And then we will add our... Oh yeah, that's roasted just lovely.
ใส่ลงไปให้หมดเลยน้ำมันด้วย
Olive oil and all.
แต่น้ำมันไม่ใช่น้ำมันธรรมดาไม่ได้มันทอดอะไรก็ได้ถ้าเกิดเราใช้ออลิฟออยล์ต้องแบบออลิฟออยล์สำหรับทอดสำหรับเกี๊ยวนะคะเพราะออลิฟออยล์มีหลายอย่างมีแบบที่ว่าเราทำสลัดหรือว่าผัดโอเคค่ะ
Here we go.
Yeah.
So that's mixing up. While it's mixing, we'll do one more thing.
มะนาวค่ะ
This is always to be added towards the end.
This food like
Uses a lot
very
of
long, yeah.
See, this has quite a bit of seeds, or some seeds, a few seeds in it. Just make sure. So we don't want to add seeds in here, of course.
ปกติพี่จะมีน้ำมะนาวไท
This
ย
is a fairly big batch of. We use 3 cans of this stuff, and so.
What's the difference between yellow lemon and lime?
Well, the flavor is different. Traditionally, in Middle Eastern food, they don't use limes for this; they use lemons.
They don't have much lime either, yeah. A lot of lemon.
They use more lemons than limes. Yes, I'm sure they have some limes, but typically for this dish, it's always lemon. So, once you get your basic spices in there, you need to taste it and adjust it. And there's one more finishing spice that is traditional to put either on top of it or in it, and that's the paprika.
Paprika นะคะต้องเป็นฮังการีน paprika ด้วยเหรอคะ
Yes, there are many types of paprika. There's Spanish paprika, there's Hungarian
ร
paprika.
สชาติจะต่างกันนะคะฮังการีนเนี่ย
personally, I like the Hungarian paprika.
It got a special flavor and
Very nice, rich
aroma.
flavor to it. Yeah, exactly. And
but it's not this one is not hot right the one โอเคค่ะแล้วก็มะนาวน้ำมะนาวใส่ลงไปเลย
there's two types. There's hot and not hot. And then there's also smoky and not smoky. And if you use the smoky, you have to be a little bit careful because it can be overpowering.
Better not use the smoky one, you see.
Smoky is best to put sprinkling on top if you want an accent, but
Yeah.
you're not into it. Okay, so I've got this on high now to cream it a little bit. This is gonna feed an army. That's looking pretty good. I mean, look at that texture now.
Oh yeah.
That's as good as you get at a shop in the Middle East, and it's not too watery. It's about the right consistency. But how about the taste?
Like that. Right.
It's cold too, right?
Yeah.
Because of the ice.
A little bit of the salt.
A little bit more salt. I think a little bit more of everything.
And the
Lemon juice
salt
also.
and lemon juice. I'll put it all.
Yeah, just dump it in
Oh
there.
yeah. ใส่ไปเลยลูกนึงกับมะนาว
I think a little bit more pepper too.
ใช่ but it more like a taste you have to taste it that you know
Exactly,
What's
and
yours?
people have different tastes too as well.
Right.
And I think it needs also more
Yeah.
cumin too.
อร่อยจังเลยโว้ย
But it actually tastes good already.
Yeah,
It's just
it's
this the way
the
Siri and I
flavor,
like
yeah.
it.
เป็นกลิ่นเลยนะคะ แล้วก็
Yeah, the consistency
Yeah.
is very good.
It's good. It's good. Good.
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
วิทานกับthe flat crispy ชาปาตีพี่ทำนะเนี่ยทำแบบนี้เลย okay that's it good
Very
right
good. Very good.
we can eat with the carrot or cucumber
Or tomato.
tomato
Put it on top. Very nice.
yeah
Healthy dish. Beautiful for you. Good for you.
yeah sweet basil on top decoration
We're going to
or
try
mint.
variation. We're going to add a little bit of our fresh pesto and part of it. Not the
Oh
whole
yeah
thing.
yeah wow
But we'll try that. In fact, we can just try.
อร่อย
a minute.
ก็จะเอาเพสโต้ที่มาทำมาใส่แล้วมันก็ใส่ได้ก็ย่อยเลยนี่คือ appetizer this evening
Just put a dollop of pesto in there.
อันนี้เพสโต้ที่ทำมันก่อนนะคะผสมไป
So pesto hummus. You can also put sun-dried tomatoes in here.
Oh, yeah, that's
Pine
very
nuts
nice.
is often put in here, which is I love also as
The
well.
pesto already have the cashew and pine nuts, right?
Yeah. And when you serve it, you do put it in a bowl like this. If it's the consistency you want a little bit watery or a little bit less, you
Olive
add some olive
oil,
oil,
yeah.
or put some olive oil in the middle of it. Add a little bit fresh lemon, and sprinkle with a little bit of paprika at the end. So when you're serving it, basically,
Okay.
again, you would finish with a little bit of fresh lemon
And then olive oil
and a little bit of
olive oil นี่
olive
ช
oil
อบมาก
there,
Yeah,ขนมปัง
and a little bit of the paprika on
สวย
it, and there you go.
แล้วก็ตบหน้าด้วยนั่นก็ได้ใบสะระแหน่เอาแย่งกันทานเลยอะเอาแย่งกันทานชี
Hey, the pesto is not bad.
Here ค่ะ
The pesto is pretty good in there. It's a different flavor.
Okay it's good วันนี้ค่ะได้อีกเมนูหนึ่งนะคะ
Try it.
เมนู
Try it. It's very
healthy
good.
food ค่ะ
Healthy food.
healthy snack นะคะ โอเคค่ะ แค่นี้ค่ะ บ๊ายบาย